of his release, they said Combs would submit to drug testing. Prosecutors argued strongly against Combs' release. Prosecutors pointed to testimony from the trial in arguing why Combs should remain in custody. They said that his team did not contest that he was physically violent and a rampant drug user.
Everything we thought we knew about Diddy is being turned inside out. The man once known for his flashy lifestyle, chart-topping hits, and Hollywood connections is now at the center of one of the most disturbing stories to ever come out of the music world. If you thought things were bad on the outside, what's allegedly going on behind prison walls will leave you speechless. This is Diddy's Prison Secrets Exposed. Shocking new revelations. And trust me, you'll want to hear every word of this. From the moment he was convicted, prosecutors made it clear they didn't want him released. They highlighted damaging testimony, called out his violent behavior, and exposed his rampant drug use. In fact, they told the judge flat out that Diddy's team didn't even contest those facts. In a letter submitted to the court, the government stated, detention is mandatory following a conviction of this offense, and even admitted they couldn't find a single case where someone in Diddy's position had been let out after being convicted of something so serious. Yet despite all this, what's happening inside those prison walls is even more bizarre than what led him there. Word is, a nurse who was treating Diddy behind bars came across his private medical file and couldn't stay silent. What she allegedly found wasn't just a routine checkup or a standard inmate health report. No, it was filled with details of long-term STD infections that Diddy never wanted anyone to find out about. These weren't minor conditions either. Sources claim it included serious infections, possibly even HIV, that had other inmates worried sick. Because here's the thing, Diddy isn't exactly keeping to himself. According to whispers coming from the inside, he still carries the same energy he had outside. Only now, it's being directed toward inmates. And this isn't the first time people have noticed something was wrong. When Diddy showed up to court recently, many were shocked by how thin he looked. People started whispering that he didn't just look stressed. He looked like his body was breaking down. Some even speculated that he might be suffering from something major. Given his well-known history of unprotected, wild encounters, many are now wondering just how many people he may have exposed, both inside and outside of prison. The rumors didn't start in prison either. If you dig a little deeper, the signs were always there. One of the earliest red flags goes all the way back to Craig Mack. If you know your hip-hop history, you'll remember Craig as the guy who helped launch Bad Boy Records. He was the original voice behind the movement. But then he vanished, just disappeared from the scene. Years later, it came out that Craig had moved to South Carolina and joined a fringe religious group. Some even called it a cult. He left the music industry completely, gave up performing, and spent the rest of his days in isolation. Craig Mack died from AIDS, and some say it was a result of the deep emotional trauma he suffered under Diddy's control. Others believe he saw something so dark that he had to escape completely. His transformation from hip-hop stardom to isolation and a painful death now looks a lot less random. With everything we're learning about Diddy's lifestyle, especially the alleged health concerns, it's making people connect dots they never even noticed before. Fast forward to today, and the prison nurse's story just adds more fuel to the fire. Allegedly, she found records not only showing STDs like herpes, but also evidence pointing toward HIV. And once that information started to spread inside prison, the mood shifted. Inmates grew nervous. Because again, Diddy isn't alone in there. He's reportedly surrounded by what some are calling jailhouse groupies. And he's allegedly hooking up with them. But in a place where protection is hard come by, this isn't just gossip. This is a potential health crisis. And it didn't start in jail. It followed him there. See, for years, there were whispers about Diddy's private parties. These weren't your average celebrity gatherings. We're talking wild nights filled with men, women, bottles of baby oil, and absolutely no boundaries. When the feds raided his home, reports said they found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but not a single condom. That right there says a lot. Now, people are calling those parties disease factories. Several women have come forward saying they contracted herpes, and while they haven't named names, all roads seem to lead back to people in Diddy's circle. This goes deeper than just rumors. When lawsuits, medical files, and party habits all start lining up, It stops sounding like gossip and starts looking like a pattern, a system, even, and now, people who stayed silent for years are finally speaking out. One of the loudest voices belongs to Jaguar Wright. In an explosive interview with Real Life Productions, she made the bold claim that Diddy has been living with HIV for years, and he's not alone. According to her, there's a list of 20 other men in the industry who are infected. She didn't name names, but speculation went wild. And one name shot straight to the top, Usher. Let's rewind. Usher was just 13 when he moved in with Diddy in New York. He once told this story on Howard Stern's show, laughing it off at first. But when Stern pushed, Usher got quiet and admitted it was a strange environment. He even said, "I wouldn't let my kids go to Puffy's camp." That speaks volumes. Later, Usher faced multiple lawsuits claiming he knowingly gave herpes to several women, and even a man. The timeline is messy, but when you look at how young he was when Diddy brought him in, people can't help but wonder what really happened behind those closed doors. Then there's Jonathan Audi, a name most people forgot. Until now, he used to be an adult film actor, and back in 2018, he went viral after a breakdown at Trump's Dorado Beach Resort. During his rant, he claimed he was forced into sexual encounters with Diddy and Cassie. People brushed it off as a mental episode. But guess what? His name has now surfaced in official federal documents connected to Diddy's investigation. Suddenly, his story doesn't sound so far-fetched. And it doesn't stop there. In 2018, Kim Porter, Diddy's longtime partner and the mother of 3 of his kids, died suddenly. It shocked the world. The cause was listed as pneumonia, but now, whispers are spreading that her private autopsy revealed she was HIV positive. There's even talk that the original coroner's report called it a homicide and mentioned toxins in her body. If that's true, and she really did know too much, her death starts to look less like a tragedy and more like a cover-up. More and more people close to Diddy are either dead, silenced, or completely missing from the spotlight. And fans are starting to ask, how many of them are paid off to stay quiet? How many signed NDAs, took hush money, or were simply too scared to speak out? Diddy didn't just have fame, he had power. Enough power to bury secrets long before they hit the headlines. Let's not forget about Meek Mill. When producer Lil Rod dropped those insane claims about Diddy's secret lifestyle and his male relationships, he mentioned a Philly rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj. He didn't name names, but everyone knew who he meant. Soon after, Meek went online with cryptic tweets saying someone was trying to destroy his brand. He even offered $100,000 for an investigation, but to most people, it looked like damage control. Then a video popped up of Diddy and Meek looking real cozy. Diddy's words? "You deserve it, Daddy." Later, one of Diddy's former bodyguards leaked audio hinting at something intimate between them. And Meek's not alone. Rumored names include French Montana, Yodi, and of course, Usher. People believe they were either paid off or pressured into silence. It's no longer about fame or music. It's about survival. Even inside prison, Diddy's reportedly living like a star. Inmates serve him food, fight to make his bed, and follow him around like bodyguards. But what's more disturbing is the claim that he's allegedly hooking up with some of them. And again, if those medical reports are real, then this is bigger than scandal. It's a public health emergency. Guards are whispering. Inmates are gossiping. And Diddy's name, once associated with power and success, is now linked to fear and secrecy. So what do you think? Is this all just coincidence? Or are the pieces finally coming together to reveal a much darker truth? If your mind is blown right now, don't forget to subscribe. There's more coming, more secrets, more stories, and more untold truths that are finally being brought to light. Hit that button, because this rabbit hole is only getting deeper.